right into it so we don't waste any time with the welcome bonus. If you spend about $4,000, you're going to get 75,000 Capital One miles, which is worth about $1.85 per point on there. So essentially what you end up with is around $1,385. Basically you could round it up to $1,400 worth of kind of flight dollars that you could use. Now, if you transfer that to one of the 17 partners on the growing list that Capital One has, you may potentially be able to get a ratio that's even higher than that. So when you have those 75,000 Capital One miles, you may be able to get a ratio of $2 per point or $3 per point as opposed to just one. I looked at the list and most of them it was a 1-to-1 ratio. So there wasn't anything too crazy on there. There was one listed on there that was offering another like 50%, but it was kind of a random small airline. And essentially what you're looking at for the airline stuff in particular, if you're somebody looking to travel and that's why you want to get this card, is if it's like a low-cost ticket and you're able to find a highly discounted ticket on Google and it's only like 150 to 200 bucks, you may just want to go the easy route of just redeeming the points through that. Now, if there's a program like I saw for one of the ones on the French flights where you can get a discount of 20 to 50%, then you may want to transfer to that partner and purchase it through them and go that route in order to get, you know, $2,000, $3,000 out of that welcome bonus as opposed to just the typical $1,400 if you just didn't want to think about it and just started purchasing tickets with that welcome bonus. Typically how the stuff is calculated is you just have to minus 2 zeros from those Capital One miles, but because it's worth $1.85, you then also have to multiply it by 2. So if you take the 75,000 Capital One miles that you're getting, you take away 2 zeros and you multiply that by 2, that gives you a rough number of about how many dollars in value that you're getting as far as the flight miles. Now, something important to note before we get too deep into the video is that Capital One can be a little bit tough when it comes to deciding who's able to get their cards. You can only have up to 2 personal cards at a time. And if you have any recent hard inquiries or late payments and stuff like that, they are taking a very good look at your credit report and the things that are listed on there. So take that into consideration when you're determining whether or not you want to apply for the card, because those applications for new cards do show up on your credit report and your credit score at the end of the year as well. One thing that's awesome that they're doing too is they're offering up to $300 credit back as long as you purchase your hotel and flights and stuff like that through the Capital One travel portal. So your fee is $395 a year and they're willing to give you up to $300 back in credit. So really it's a win-win. And on top of that, we have the anniversary bonus miles. So every year, not at January when the year restarts, but on the date that you got your card, so the anniversary of your card, every year you're getting an extra 10,000 miles, which have been calculated out to be around $185 worth of value if you transfer it to one of the 17 airline and hotel partners that they have. If you redeem it at just the fixed value and you don't go through the trouble of transferring it, it's about $100 of value. But considering that the yearly fee is $395, you get that 300 credit that I spoke about just a moment ago, and you can get up to $100 of credit from this bare minimum and up to $200 essentially. This card is pretty insane for being a premium credit card and for being the first one that they're entering into the market essentially. Now, unlike the restriction that the American Express card holders are seeing, you may get access through the Priority Pass affiliated restaurants that are in that airport, which could potentially get you a free meal as opposed to just some snacks. Now, when you're renting a car through the Capital One travel portal, you get up to 10 points per mile for any car that you're renting through that. And you get access to the Hertz President Circle, which gives you another whole host of benefits. Lets you skip the line when you're at the airport, you get the widest selection of cars, you get to add a free driver, which is huge because how often are you traveling somewhere by yourself and you don't need that additional driver, which could be up to $10 to $30 a day. So you're saving 200, 300 bucks just from that. So that's a massive benefit that they're offering. And Hertz is everywhere. One thing that makes this card an absolute steal on top of everything else that we listed is that you can add up to 4 free authorized users on there and they're not restricting the best benefits from that to just you. So they get essentially all of the same access to everything that you do. They get access to the Capital One lounges and premium lounges by simply showing the Venture X card. They get the Priority Pass Select memberships once they enroll online, and the ability to bring 2 guests of their own with that. Complimentary Hertz President Circle Elite status, so the same thing I was mentioning with the car rental perks. And they get purchase and travel protection such as trip cancellation, interruption insurance, trip delay, reimbursement, all of that. So essentially, you're able to duplicate the benefits from this one card that you got and have the other people in your family or friends go and utilize another card's benefits, and you guys can just kind of tack them on back and forth. Really, the only thing that those authorized users aren't getting is the $300 travel credit and the 10,000 bonus mile points, which is, you know, kind of an obvious given that they're not going to tack that on. But essentially all of the real benefits that actually come with the card, aside from those bonus points to keep you enrolled in it and make sure you don't go anywhere else, they get access to. Before we end the video, we have some of the smaller things that they offer that could still be a pretty big deal when you travel frequently. You're going to run into a lot of these issues. And this is around the trip cancellation and interruption insurance and stuff like that. So up to $2,000 per person for you and your immediate family members for prepaid non-refundable tickets if you need to cancel it or if it's interrupted for any reason. Trip delay reimbursement, so if you get stuck at the airport for the night or you don't want to get stuck at the airport for the night because they had some massive delay, storm, what have you, you get up to $500 per person for reasonable expenses like hotel, room, food, and so on. Now, you also get lost luggage reimbursement up to $3,000 per covered trip if the airline damages or loses your bag. Cell phone protection by using the card to pay your monthly wireless bill. You're eligible for up to $800 in coverage per claim with a maximum of 2 claims and $1,600 per 12-month period, and a $50 deductible applies per occurrence with that. Then you have primary rental car insurance with up to $75,000 for damage caused by collision or theft to the rental car, and purchase extended warranty and return protection. So you get up to $10,000 per claim and $50,000 per account on purchases, warranties extended by an additional year, and returns up to $300 per item and $1,000 per account. That's all of the kind of final details that I just wanted to add in there. I had to kind of read through it because it was a lot. But yeah, let me know your guys' thought on this card. Let me know what you want to see next time, and I'll talk to you guys later.